It's week 6 on a Saturday afternoon, and you're watching football with the SFL live on the SFL YouTube network. With two teams facing off for the 6th time in SFL history, with the home team winning every game except the first matchup, where Portland came away with a victory 26-16. The San Diego Mavericks are hosting the Portland Fleet, with both teams coming into tonight's matchup with a win last week. And both teams are looking to continue that winning streak. These two teams have been game planning to conquer one another all week long, and now it's game time. The Mavericks are the favorite in the SFL's Who You Got Nation, the SFL Nation's Who You Got polls. One of these teams will walk away with today's game with the win streak, while the other will continue to search for their next win. Here in the SFL, as the season starts to heat up and catch fire. Hi everybody, I'm Devon Simmons, and alongside me tonight is a partner of mine by the name of Odin Bleekers. And welcome to the city of San Diego. Odin, I just have one thing to say, baby. Johnny Pickler, the entire city of San Diego is counting on Johnny Pickler. Tonight on Stats, we have Dwayne Chandler and Roman Lynn. Hey, Odin, baby, tell me what are your takes on tonight's game?
Yeah, absolutely. Johnny Pickler, such a big part of the offense for San Diego. And to his credit, he has the second best receiving core in terms of touchdowns. He's thrown 9 receptions, all of them to the receivers. And I think with the high completion percentage and the lack of fumbles, if they can move the ball and hold on to the ball, they can do a lot of damage against the San Diego defense.
And the return man is going to nail it inside the end zone. But I have one thing to say. When you can run it, throw it, and catch it, you're official SFL champion contenders. More SFL action is coming up right now, baby. Let's get started with this ball game. 1st and 10 here for the Portland Fleet, and they're at their own 20-yard line as Cyrus Jive, the quarterback, takes into the line of scrimmage and an eye spread formation here. 4-2 Nicholas defense. I love what the Mavericks uniforms look like right now. Here is the handoff here to Love, and Love's going to use it, y'all. Odin, I'll go ahead and call out the offense if you can call out the defense for San Diego for me. Cyrus Jive is the quarterback. Ezekiel Love is the running back. Fullback Jacob Farmer. Wide receivers Israel Adams, Ryan Davis, Michael Knight, Scott Johnson. Tight end Nelson Lozano Jr. And they have a host of offensive linemen: Jay Warner, Randy Fatt III, Tyler Spencer, and Jaden Taylor. On the same formation, one step drop here by Jive. Jive has a man open, gets a reception for a 9-yard pickup.
Yeah, and the San Diego defense, as you mentioned, leading in multiple defensive categories. As a unit, they have they have second best in interceptions in the league, and King Bradshaw is such a big part of that. They're free safety.
Here's Israel Adams going in motion to go out wide towards the number. San Diego in their black camouflage uniforms. Here comes a blitz from the Mavericks. Got a man is right in. Lozano Jr. picks up a first down for the Fleet.
And the San Diego defense, as you said, it is defensive end Biff Markham, defensive end Bobo Cadill, defensive tackle Ryan Cottle, defensive tackle Cam Frosby, linebacker Freddie Tarmel, linebacker Zach Holdoff, linebacker Jeff Gagne, linebacker Al Farouk Aminu, cornerback Tanner Hendricks, cornerback Pink Leza, cornerback Tom Creed, cornerback Stuart Zemelia, free safety King Bradshaw, free safety Bob Funk, strong safety Danny Carmichael, and strong safety Nate Hall.
Here's another handoff here to Love, and Love's going to be tackled and brought down, looks like right at the 42. And the Fleet basically has a nice drive going here so far after that big reception to Nelson Lozano. Looks like they're going to come out here in a power I formation, and they do. Haven't seen the power I very much in the SFL. I've only seen 2 teams use the power I so far. Here's Jive. Man, San Diego is bringing all-out blitz, and that's a first down reception there for Israel Adams. Not sure if you saw it, Odin, but man, that front 7 was coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Full send all the way there, as has really been the order of the day by San Diego, but just such a great job setting up the pocket. It gave so much time for Cyrus Jive to set up and make a good decision.
Now at the 50-yard midfield, another handoff here to Love. Love's going to go sweeping right, and he's going to pick up 2 yards there. It looks like 4. I'm kind of puzzled about the 4-yard pickup there. That only looked like 2 to me, but okay.
I gotta keep those legs moving. You know, you never know what kind of good things are going to happen.
Portland is now at San Diego's 46-yard line, 2nd and 6. Cyrus Jive calling the signals underneath the center. Single back is Love. Another toss here to Love, out to the top. And, nice spin move on him. There's Love down and tackled at the 35-yard line.
Man, and just the pure agility. We're going to watch it here. Follows these fantastic blocks to the outside, puts on a fantastic spin move, and had he had just a little bit more space there, would have gotten all the way to the end zone.
I agree with you. I think if he would have got out of that last tackle, he probably would still be running here. Here's a Twins I formation. 4-3 is the defense. There's a pass across the middle. This pass was intended for wide receiver Scott Johnson, who was a running back in his previous positions with Los Angeles. Is that right?
I believe
Las Vegas.
I believe you're right. You know, it really shows a lot of character in the SFL when you're willing to fit into another team in another position.
Another three-step drop here by Jive. Jive got his reception. First down, pickup by Nelson Lozano Jr.
Yeah, and again, it's just another great little pitch and catch to the outside. We're going to the pocket set up at the very top of the play, and then just this little route towards the inside just splits the coverage, and it's a great job to march down the field by Portland so far.
Yeah, this Portland offense is looking really good so far, as you just mentioned. That was a 12-yard pickup there from Jive to Lozano. Ice spread here once again. 5-step drop. Jive goes right down the middle of the field with a reception to Michael Knight. And that's down to the 5-yard line, which will be an 18-yard reception.
And this is just a fantastic job running the route and a fantastic job diagnosing it. Great block at the top prevents that sack. But again, just exploiting the space between the coverage. A fantastic job between quarterback and receiver there.
This Portland Fleet offense comes into tonight's matchup averaging right around 33 points per game. Here's a rollout. Touchdown, Portland Fleet. Cyrus Jive to Nelson Lozano Jr. as he crosses Hollywood Boulevard.
And it really has felt like it's been coming for Portland this entire first drive. Just a fantastic little out route inside the end zone, and just such a good job passing the ball by Cyrus Jive, and great job running the routes. I mean, this has just been so brutal for the Mavericks defense.
And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. And Portland jumps out on top on that first drive. I mean, march right down the field. If you're a team that receives the ball, this is exactly what you want to see happening. Your offense grooving, moving down the field methodically as they just did, and able to come away with points. And they came away with 7 points on that first drive. Awesome drive here by Portland. Now, here is San Diego on the return. Tackled and brought down at the 37-yard line. Offense for the San Diego Mavericks, as we mentioned earlier, Johnny Pickler, quarterback. Half-star Hunter McWaffle, Pseudo Nakai, fullbacks. They have a pair of two of them, Rob Knoll and Mateo Pravado. Wide receivers, Dave Axis, Eagle Makandavi, B. Robo, Lily Nakai, Benji Madsen, and Adam Wilson's are your tight ends. Offensive linemen, tackle, Jacob Reed. Guards are Brunter, Graham, and Chris Back. Center, Anthony Anderson. Here's underneath the center, single back formation here. Looks like single back doubles. Hand off here to McWaffle. McWaffle is tackled and brought down after picking up 1 yard.
Well, and we see it so often and say it so often in this league that now the run game is so physical. You've got to get those blocks up front and really create space for your runners. And that's what San Diego are going to be trying to do as they establish the run game here.
Yeah, now they go into a fullback set here on the single back. And here's Pickler, overthrows his man, incomplete. Maybe decided to throw that one away. Looks like the intended receiver was Dave Axis.
Yeah, it was a good idea, but really just Dave Axis not quite able to get past the coverage there.
It's a little nugget for some people who may not have known, but Dave Axis was the #3 wide receiver for the Atlanta Swarm during their season 14 SFL championship team. Here is Johnny Pickler. Pickler's going to run. He's going to slide, but it's going to be 4 yards short of the first down, and San Diego will have to punt it away.
And that is a fantastic stop for Portland. As we said, they are really such a good defensive unit, at top in sacks in the league, and 3 members of their team tied for first in forced fumbles. So they can be quite scrappy on defense.
Yeah, right there. And there's going to be a return here by Scott Johnson, and Johnson's going to be brought down at the 23-yard line. And here comes that Portland offensive game. And Odin, as you mentioned during pregame, that both of these teams had a scrappy win last week. Very close wins for both of these teams. And I'm pretty sure they're looking to have a great game this week, but not as close as it was last week. Here's Israel Adams in motion. Here is Jive. Jive throws right across the middle. That's another reception for Nelson Lozano Jr. They're getting this tight end involved very well in their game.
Yeah, hashtag throw it to the tight end in full effect for Portland. But yeah, as you say, a 7-point last week for Portland, or a 6-point win for Portland last week, and a 7-point win for San Diego, and they're both going to be looking to have a more dominant performance this time out.
Nelson Lozano motions in tight on the I formation, handoff here to Love, right up the middle of the field, and Love picks up the first down for the Mavericks.
Yeah, and again, when it really feels like Portland so far have played more or less a perfect game, again, just following the blocks towards the outside, and again, just the tiniest alley gets really taken for all that it's worth.
Ezekiel Love, 5 attempts for 23 yards so far in this game. 1st and 10 at their own 39-yard line. Nice spread here. One step out there by Job. There's a lot of crowd. There's a streaming crowd around Job there. He picks up 9 yards there on the reception tonight.
Yeah, and again, it's the pressure being sent by San Diego, but just Cyrus Jive, because of how well the pocket is set up, is able to stand in there and make a good decision and pick up 9 yards.
Yep, 2nd and 1 at the 48, and up the middle goes Love, and he does not get the first down. Picks up 1 yard though.
Yeah, and the idea there is run it up the middle, but it looked like possibly the pressure from San Diego possibly pushed the defensive line into the offensive line. And oh man, this is 3rd and less than a Subway sandwich to go here.
Yeah, I'll go quarterback sneak, but man, look at the big guys on the defensive line for San Diego. I've heard of the term large humans, but these guys look extra large. Jive calling the signal, gonna go. Hand off to Love. Love is going to get the first down, tackled and brought down by Cam Frosby.
Wow, you would have loved to get a little more yardage there, but again, just the middle so crowded nowadays when you're trying to run as an SFL running back. So they'll be happy to get to the 50-yard line and try again here.
Yeah, 1 yard pickup by Love. They're going to go split backs here. Give it back to Love. He breaks a tackle, almost breaks another. Brought down only after picking up 5 yards. The 45-yard line now is the Portland Fleet, and they're moving methodically once again down the field.
Yeah, and this is what I had down in my notes as really what Portland need to do. They have such a high completion rate and are one of the teams that have so few fumbles. If you can hold on to the ball and move it down the field, you can do some really good things.
And off here to Love. Oh, nice juke there. And Love is brought down after the first hit. Nice tackle there by Jeff Gagne.
And again, it's finding the space up the middle that really has come at a premium for running backs today. A good job by Ezekiel Love to find a little bit of space there, but it collapsed very quickly on him.
Yeah, you're right. Jeff Gagne basically came in and only allowed 1 yard on the game for Ezekiel Love. No split twins here. They're going to put Knight in motion. Michael Knight, one of these any resemblance to the Knight Rider. 5-step drop here by Jive. Jive steps to his left. Got a man open. Is Nelson Lozano Jr. tackled and brought down at the 23-yard line for a gain of 21.
Well, I mean, I know we say hashtag throw it to the tight end all the time, but how many tight ends in the league can catch like a wide receiver? I mean, look at the sheer athleticism of this. It just reaches out on his tippy toes like he's posing for a football trophy. That was outstanding.
Take that back. It's going to be down to the 24 for a gain of 20. And they have been in this spread offense all game long with 3 wide receivers. Split spread here now. Handoff right up the middle. It's to Ezekiel Love. Love's tackled and brought down at the 19.
Well, again, it's really I think that's the strategy for San Diego. If you're trying to prevent a big day for Ezekiel Love, is to clog up the middle. And then if you're Portland, the answer is trying to unclog that space and really open it up for Ezekiel Love.
Right. I expected Portland to hit outside a whole lot this game, but they're basically trying to go right up the middle, and they're getting great production out of a 1 yard gain there for Ezekiel Love on the screen pass.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think we could even see more of what we just saw, these design screen passes toward Ezekiel Love. You know, don't just try to hand it off to him and get those blocks up the middle. I mean, he's so fast that he can really that he can really burn you on the outside as well.
His Jive 5-step drop down the side of the numbers there. Israel Adams get a nice reception and down to the 5-yard line.
And again, we're going to see here, it's just the route running and the decision making of Cyrus Jive. I mean, it's really simple, fundamental football, but it's so good, and everything seems to be clicking for Portland here today.
That's going to be the end of the first quarter. That was a fast first quarter for us, I tell you. You're watching Simulation Football League presented by APM Music live on the SFL YouTube network. Here is dive underneath the center, handoff hit to Ezekiel Love. Love jumps, dives, across the goal line. He crosses Hollywood Boulevard for the first time today. And Portland extends their lead of this game 13-0, up big right now, early in the second quarter of the San Diego Mavericks.
Yeah, and how about the bravery to just continue to run it up the middle? I mean, it's not working for you. Well, you might as well find a way to make it work. Ezekiel Love does such a fantastic job there, continuing to be the workhorse on the run game for Portland. And again, as I said at the end of that first quarter, it just seems like everything's turning their way here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. There's the snap. The extra point is up and it's good. The 3-time All-Star for Portland comes away with that touchdown. And he's waving, "Hi, Mom, send some cookies in the mail." And the San Diego Mavericks going to get the ball back for their second possession of this game. I'm going to go ahead and call out the Portland Fleet's defense. Defensive ends are Robert Brewer and Ricky Phillips. Defensive tackles, Luis Negron and Joe Boo McSlim. But there's a broken tackle there, almost picked up there by Nakai Lili. There's a man injured. Looks like that is Nakai. Oh, no, this may be big here for San Diego, as they do have a gang load of wide receivers. They're going to be short one, down from 4 to 3. Linebackers for this Portland Fleet defense: Mel Davis, the 3-time All-Star; Lucas Gilbert; Brody Goach, 2-time All-Star and Defensive Rookie of the Year back in season 16; Joseph Lama, outside linebacker. Cornerbacks, Chris Stacks, Derek Majors, Leo Morris, Ryan Cook, Bernard Smith, and Dale McClain are your free safeties. In motion is tight end Adam Williams. Ball on the 25-yard line. Handoff here to McWaffle. Ooh. McWaffle is stopped right at the line of scrimmage by 4'4" Brody Goach.
Yeah, and sent right up the middle. You know, as much as San Diego have been sending pressure at Portland, Portland sending pressure right back on that down.
They're going to go split slot pair here. 5-step drop here by Pickler. Reads the coverage, take his shot downfield, overthrown once again. That's the second time he's overthrown the receiver tonight.
Yeah, and again, it's more or less the same situation where just the coverage up in the middle of the field was just too much to get past. He does a good job staying in the pocket and trying to read through a bad situation, but just not quite able to connect.
Shotgun here formation for the Mavericks. 3rd and 10, and in motion is Eagle Mondavi. If I'm not mistaken, Eagle Mondavi leads the league in touchdown receptions. Here's a high snap to Pickler. One hand attempt by B. Robo comes up short.
Yeah, and you certainly can't fault the effort, but that throw came out as there was pressure inside the pocket, more or less, of San Diego. And oh man, you really feel for Johnny Pickler. I mean, 3rd in the league in touchdowns going into this game with 9 touchdowns. He's really struggled to connect with his receiver so far.
Struggled. He doesn't have a reception, you know. So you're absolutely right there, Odin. He is really struggling in this game, starting off with a QBR of 39.6. And here comes the Portland Fleet once again, starting off at their 39-yard line. I'm going to go split spread. 4-2 nickel defense. Hand off here to Love. Love breaks the tackle. Oh, he took a shot right in the face. Danny Carmichael, you should be investigated.
Absolutely. I mean, this is the defensive game plan for San Diego, is to if you surrender a yard, to stop them at 1 yard or 2 yard and really prevent them from setting up these potential 3rd down conversion spots.
As Ezekiel Love again, there was a 1 yard pickup on the previous play. And he picks up another 3 more, or 5 more. 3rd and 4. Portland's at their own 45-yard line. 4-3 defense for the Mavericks. Jive. Oh, nice dump off. I'm not sure. What was that? Where did Lozano come from? He picks up 2 yards there, but it's going to be 2 yards shy of that first down. And for the first time today, Portland will be kicking it away to the San Diego Mavericks.
Yeah, and really that is so important for San Diego. It really has felt like they've struggled to contain Portland. Cyrus Jive just hit 120 yards passing, and now they're going to look to try to get Pseudo Nakai and Johnny Pickler involved in a way that they really haven't been so far.
Yeah, that punt goes right into the end zone. It's going to give San Diego nice field position starting off here at the 20.
And, you know, two scores down, I think you really got to try to have as much as you can a short memory. You know, these first 2 drives haven't gone the way that you wanted, 3 and out, but, you know, you got to look at the positives. You haven't had any fumbles, you haven't had any interceptions, and this is another opportunity.
Yeah. Conclude to that here in just a moment. There's a handoff, or a pitch, should we say, to McWaffle. McWaffle picks up the first down. I was going to say, right when you made your statement there, Odin, that it was great for the San Diego Mavericks defense to get off the field, because the previous 2 drives for Portland were 12-yard plays and 11-yard plays, and both ended in touchdowns. They're, you know, both well over 4 minutes or so, should we say. The first drive was 5 minutes. The first one was 4 minutes for Portland. Great defensive stop by the Mavericks. Here is Pickler. Pickler got a reception right across the middle of the field, and it's to Dave Axis.
Yeah, and really Portland, or San Diego, I should say, starting to do things well. We saw Hunter McWaffle, just the sheer physicality that we talk about with the running game, just staying up, using his body control to get across the line, and they're getting into a little rhythm here.
Split jokers here for the offense. Pickler scans, got a man open. It's the tight end, Benji Matson, down to the 44-yard line.
And this is more like what we've been expecting out of Johnny Pickler. Again, just uses his time in the pocket. A great route with absolutely no white shirts around him, and he is able to pick up a good 5 or 10 yards after the reception. San Diego doing all the right things, putting themselves into the right positions here.
Here is Pickler underneath the center eye spread here. Gonna roll to his left. Got a man open. Wasn't quite open, but that was a tough throw there for Pickler, but he does get the reception to Eagle Mondavi.
Yeah, if this was a diving competition, you'd certainly get points for difficulty there. Throws it over the coverage. Oh my goodness. That is over the head of Leo Morris, the cornerback for Portland. That is daring by Johnny Pickler, and you got to feel like that's gonna give him some more confidence here.
Yeah, Leo Morris was basically trying to show his Travis Hunter impersonation and that interception Travis had versus TCU earlier today. Oh, I thought it was going to be intercepted, but it is a fumble, and Portland dives on it at the 41-yard line.
Oh boy, and this is really something that has been a strength for Portland, is the ability to force fumbles. Coming into this game, as we said, they had 3 members who are tied for first most fumbles. And that was Ricky Phillips, Ryan Cook, and Bernard Smith, the 4th. And man, the pressure from Portland comes in again.
Here's Love. Oh, man, what a helicopter hit. This defense for San Diego is, I mean, they came to make some tackles here tonight, I tell you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, is when your team gives up a fumble, you really can't afford to get complacent. You got to go right back out there and start hitting hard all over again.
Here's Ezekiel Love on a stretch towards the right side of the line of scrimmage, down to the 30, the 20. He has 2 men to beat here. Not going to catch him. Hollywood Boulevard, as I stand on the star. I'm a star myself. Ezekiel Love touchdown. And if I'm not mistaken, buddy, that is going to be a 59-yard touchdown run.
Yeah, Ezekiel Love exploding over 100 yards on the strength, singularly, of that touchdown run. I mean, my goodness. You got the linebackers, you got the big man after him. Ezekiel Love was not going to be caught there no matter what.
Wow, what a run by Ezekiel Love. I mean, breaks 1 tackle and takes it off. Already here, just mid in the second quarter, 110 yards on the day. There's the extra point. It's up and it's good. And, I mean, I can't continue. I mean, I cannot not to continue to.
You can't not mention
this Portland offense. I
mean,
I'm just blown away to what I'm seeing so far.
Yeah, I mean, really, and I mentioned in my notes specifically that Portland's offense, one of their struggles has been that they aren't as explosive as you would like them to be, but really they have found a way to turn that around. I mean, 21 points in the first 2 quarters, and Ezekiel Love is just such a problem.
There was a return there by Dave Axis. Axis had a great return here. Look at this wedge. Nice block there by the wedge.
Ooh.
I thought he was going to break that one open. Nice special teams tackle. And San Diego will start off at their 40-yard line.
That certainly seems to be a point of emphasis for San Diego with Portland sending the pressure, really focusing on the blocking, especially now that Johnny Pickler's back on the field.
Here's Pickler. Pickler got a reception to Axis. First down.
And again, San Diego are going to look to pick up where they picked off, or where they left off, I should say. And again, it's just a great job of reading the route. Again, really, the decision making by Johnny Pickler has been such a strength for him all day long.
Yeah, you're right. All did not. That was a great pass there by Pickler. Now at the 47-yard line is San Diego. There's the shotgun snap there to Johnny Pickler. Pass is complete down the sideline. Eagle Mondavi, one man to beat, tries a spin move. No. Tackled and brought down at the 6-yard line. This is going to be a 41-yard pickup for the Mavericks.
And what a pickup this is for San Diego. I mean, just getting all the way down the field here, and we're going to see it again. It's this corner route towards the sideline just creates so much space. It's a fantastic job by Eagle Mondavi to realize that he has so much space in front of him and get it all the way down to a 1st and goal.
Yeah, Bernard Smith comes away with the tackle. I'm sorry, that's not going to be a 41-yard pickup. This is going to be a 43-yard pickup. Down to the 4-yard line. Hand off here to McWaffle. McWaffle is hit hard by Joseph Lama.
Yeah, and again, it's the same thing where you can have really good blockers up the middle, but again, just really sort of they clog up in the middle. There are really nowhere to run.
Jokers here, goal line defense for Portland, and McWaffle is stopped right at the line of scrimmage by Mel Davis.
It's so difficult to move for San Diego. Again, it looked like defensive line got pushed towards the offensive line there and just kind of closed up the space.
Some big guys on this offensive line here for the Mavericks as well. But they love large people. Pickler gonna pass. Dump off to Sudo Nakai. Nothing doing. I'm sorry, I take the back. That was a fullback. Bravado. And just couldn't hold on to it.
Man, and you're so far down the field here that I almost think there's an argument to be made to go for it, because it's essentially the same thing as pinning them deep, but it does look like they're going to go for it, or go for the field goal, I should say.
This was a great drive here for the Mavericks, something that they can head to the sidelines, keep their head held high about, and go over that plan on that drive and see what happened and where they came up short on the goal line situation. I think they should have may have passed the ball instead of on 3rd down, maybe on 2nd down or so. But hey, it's football. Once you get down in that goal line situation, the first thing you think about is smash mouth, and that's punching it in, with your halfback or fullback or so. But I think they should have passed on 2nd down, and they would kind of regroup if they didn't get the touchdown and get themselves kind of closer to that goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, and with how physical the run game is, and you got great blockers up front, I mean, I don't think there's a reason to necessarily doubt your runners. You've got the ability to create space. They've got the speed to get through and the strength to stay up on their feet. But I do agree with you that you've got such a great core of receivers and a great young quarterback. I do think you have to throw it there.
Yeah, and sometimes if you do run it on 2nd down there on the goal line, it kind of have the defense guessing, okay, what are they going to do here on 3rd? Are they going to pass again here, or are they going to run it here? You know what I'm saying? It gives the defense something to think about when you do pass on the 2nd down inside of the goal line situation. Or they could have did a bootleg. I would have loved to see a bootleg down there with, Johnny Pickler running a bootleg. Here is a pitch to Ezekiel Love. Love got open. Oh, he had open field. All he needed was Israel Adams to make that one block, and he could have been gone there.
Yeah, but again, it's it runs into, oh man, Israel Adams is gonna catch an earful for that one in the film room. As you say, just a block away from yet another explosive touchdown.
2nd and 3 here for the Fleet at their own 39-yard line. Hand off to Love up the middle. Love, breaks a tackle before being brought down. Looks like at the 46. 46, my apologies.
And again, this has really been what Portland has done so well all day. Ezekiel Love, the workhorse, 2 touchdowns and over 120 yards.
Mm-hmm. There's another handoff here to Love, Alden. And Love picks up 4.
Yeah, and tries to follow the block around that was thrown by, I believe that was Jaden Taylor, the center, and just not really quite going as far as they wanted to.
Right at midfield is the Portland Fleet. 21-3 lead here for Portland. There's going to be a handoff here to one of the receivers, and that's Scott Johnson, former running back, as we did discuss earlier, who did transition to wide receiver here for Portland. So we get to see him in the backfield. Nice trickery there by Portland, by putting Scott Johnson in a halfback spot.
Yeah, absolutely, and really, it's been such a back and forth day with the runs, and they're going to be, I think now throwing as we hit the 2-minute warning.
Here's a handoff here to Love right up the middle out of that jumbo package down to the 44, 43-yard line.
Yeah, and I guess you don't have to throw if you're Portland. I mean, you're certainly going to be completely in control of the clock if you're Portland.
Mm-hmm. They do go for a pass here. 3-step drop turns into a 5-step drop, and it is Michael Knight on the reception down to, looks like the 16.
And how about this play by Cyrus Jive? I mean, the pressure is coming imminently towards him. That's number 92 for San Diego. That is Jeff Gagne, the linebacker, getting inside the pocket and still manages to make the correct decision to throw it down the field there.
Down at the 23, not the 16. I was just looking at the wrong line to gain. There's Ezekiel Love with a spin move. Man, this dude is having himself a day. This was down to the 16-yard line, 7-yard gain there for Ezekiel Love.
Well, and it's really exemplary of sort of the day that Portland have had. As one of our statisticians points out, the last 26 offensive plays for Portland have gone for positive yards. I mean, it really feels like they're so hard to stop today.
Mm-hmm. I agree with y'all. Here's Jai, 5-step drop, pass intended for Nelson, but nowhere to go as he was double coverage there. And on the coverage was Jeff Gagne and also Tanner Hendrick.
Yeah, and Jeff Gagne all over the defense for San Diego. We saw earlier getting inside the pocket, and again, part of the coverage there to make that one drop harmlessly. And this Portland drive's suddenly in a little bit of danger.
Little trips to the left here, left side of the field. Looks like an 11-yard drop. Israel Adams catches the ball past the yard to gain and then runs backwards and then gets right back across the first down line.
Just styling a little bit, you know.
At the 11, coming out the same formation here. Nickel defense on the blitz. There is Nelson Lozano Jr. with the reception. I thought he was staying in bounds. He stepped out. 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and Nelson Lozano Jr. has been such a reliable connection today for Cyrus Jive. And again, 2 passes in a row where it's thrown. It looks like an interception the way that it's being caught behind, near the line of scrimmage and heading that direction, but they're somehow making those kinds of passes work.
Nelson Lozano Jr. in motion to the right. Puts his hand in the dirt. Rolling to the left is Jive. Throws back across the field to Nelson Lozano Jr. Oh, that was perfectly designed. Got the defense moving to one side of the field and throws it back to the opposite side, which is something they tell you never to do in football. And Nelson Lozano gets on the board.
Well, when you're up by this much, I guess you're free to experiment. Yeah, a little out route towards the opposite sideline where the defense is stacked. And I mean, this is just fantastic play design and fantastic vision by Cyrus Jive to see it as an option as well.
It was a great drive by the Portland Fleet. Here's the extra point attempt. It's up and it's good. And Portland goes up 28-3 here in the first half of tonight's matchup.
Yeah, 154 passing yards for Cyrus Jive, 88% completion, 2 touchdowns, a quarterback rating of 139.4. And that's on top of the fact that Ezekiel Love has 136 rushing yards with 2 touchdowns himself. So this Portland offense is clicking on pretty much every level.
Here's Dave Access. We have a game update. We're going to send it over to SFL Studios with Cameron Irvine. What you got?
Thank you, Demond. Florida trying to drown Jacksonville, but it's the Storm treading water in the first half. O.J. Bruin to Jim Copeland Jr. Jacksonville just got an interception. A defensive game. It's the Kings on top of the Storm, 7-3. Late in the second, back to you guys in Cali.
Wow. Jacksonville up over Florida early in that matchup over there. Here is Johnny Pickler back out on the field. Ball on the 31-yard line. Here is San Diego. Handoff here to the big fullback Pravada, and he picks up the first down. That big guy was moving.
Yeah, man. I thought we saw San Diego do the same thing that Portland did, where they handed it off to a receiver. But yeah, that was one of the fastest big men plays I think you'll ever see designed anyhow.
11-yard pickup there for Pravada. Single back formation, 2-step drop. Pickler throws a pass to Dave Access, who gets cross midfield, tackled and brought down, looks like at the 47-yard line.
And San Diego really want to save this last time out as much as they can in the instance that they do have to go for a field goal, but they're going to be pushing it, trying to go for a touchdown. So I think they try to get a good formation or try to get out of bounds here even.
Yep, here's B. Robo in motion. You see it underneath the center. 5 drive right across the field. Got Benji Matson, and Matson is tackled and brought down at the 34.
Yeah, and they use a timeout there, so it's going to be interesting to see how San Diego choose to manage what's left of the clock here. I really think that finding a good formation and rushing down the field until you can get out on the sideline is not a bad option. You got to use at least one down to spike the ball if you go for a field goal, but you can get in decent range.
His Pickler drops back once more, right down the strike of the hash mark. And he got a reception to Dave Access down to the 15-yard line for an 18-yard gain. They're going to spike it here, and he does. There's 12 seconds left on the clock.
Yeah, I mean, they might go for a field goal here, but you've got at least one more shot. And Johnny Pickler is really having a decent drive. He's really had a good second quarter, but they are going to go for the field goal here, it looks like.
With that pass reception, Pickler goes back over 100 yards for QBR. Not 100 yards, but over 100 for the QBR. And that field goal is good for the Mavericks.
Yeah, and really San Diego have been on a path toward recovery, a path towards stabilization, because Portland have just been so good in this first half. They're going to have to diagnose the issues in the halftime break and come back stronger for it.
Yeah, and Scott Johnson there on the return to the 32-yard line. And I agree with San Diego for going for the field goal there because they do not have any more timeouts. They got to the line of scrimmage, spiked it, stopped the clock, was able to get the field goal unit on the field. But let's just say if they do throw another pass there and they do not get out of bounds to stop the clock continues to run, and they don't have any timeouts to get the field goal unit on the field. So great call there by the Mavericks.
Yeah, I mean, I am certainly more aggressive on that than a lot of other people in this league. But yeah, I certainly agree with you. 3 points is better than nothing.
Come out in a bunch. Here is San Diego, and Ezekiel Love is tackled and brought down after picking up 5. And that's going to do it for the first half. You're watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music, live on the SFL YouTube network. And if you're new to the Simulation Football League, welcome. The SFL is football for everyone. Get off the sideline and start your player today by joining our Discord server at simulationfl.net. Click the Join the Community button and begin your career, or just meet the stars of the SFL on and off the field. It's never too late to get involved. Alden, what are your takes so far on the first half from what we've seen from both teams?
It has been a show put on by Portland that I think really only can be matched by the Harlem Globetrotters, just in terms of the way that they have been able to efficiently score on this San Diego defense. I mean, you look at the statistics: Cyrus Jive over 150 passing yards with 2 interceptions, quarterback rating of 139.4. Ezekiel Love coming up on 150 yards himself, 2 touchdowns, a long run of 58 yards, that long touchdown in the first half. And I think really San Diego have a chance. Mind you, this game is not over. There's a lot of football left to play, but I think you got to start getting stops against the Portland offense, and you got to start playing to your strengths. Johnny Pickler himself has 135 yards and almost 100 quarterback ratings, so they can claw back into this one if they are able to diagnose and draw up the right game plan here.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Here's the return here by Dave Axis. Take it back. That's not Axis on the return. Sure, 15 minutes. Okay.
Well, if you're San Diego, again, like I said, you have so many positive things that you can pull on from this first half. Johnny Pickler, 135 yards. You've got Dave Axis and Eagle Mondavi, who have been such reliable hands. And again, I think you've got to get Johnny Pickler involved in this one ASAP and really try to work in that run game where you can.
Absolutely right. Here's the Mavericks. Eye spread, nice block there by the halfback, and down goes Pickler, 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage by the defensive end. Ricky Phillips comes away with his first sack of the night.
Well, going into this game, Portland were top 10 in sacks, 6th to be specific, with 8 of them, and they add to that total again. I mean, Portland have just been so relentless and sent so much pressure at teams pretty much all season.
They're going to go empty formation here. Empty open. 5-step drop is Pickler. No halfbacks back there to block for him. Passes tipped it away by Mel Davis. Where did he come from?
Yeah, the Superman level of effort to fly in there and knock that one away. Man, and 3rd and a country mile to go here for San Diego.
Mel Davis came out of nowhere, looking like London Fletcher. I remember seeing him dive like that once before from the linebacker spot. And here is Mondavi in motion. 5-step drop is Pickler. There's a blitz, but there's a man with the reception. Mondavi going to be 1 yard short at the 39. 4th and 1 for the Mavericks. You're on your own side of the field, so you have to kick the ball away.
Yeah. Oh, and they're challenging this. Wow.
I was not expecting a challenge here. And we're going to go to our retro challenge of the day. Let's take a look at the retroactive look at the play presented by Retroid. Get your SFL console.
This might be over the line. Oh, it's very close, but I don't think he quite gets over.
Yeah, you're right. It's close, but I'm agreeing with you. I don't think he got over. They overturned
they overturned the call. Wow. So
that is.
Oh, and he's still short. But
yeah.
So not charged a timeout, but not quite able to get over the line either.
Okay, maybe they were looking at they was challenging the spot. Okay. There's a fair catch there by Scott. And Portland is going to take over here for the first time in the second half. For all the league highlights, photos, galleries, major and minor league stats and leaderboards, community content, and so much more, check out the league's website at simulationfl.net, presented by Football Shift. Stay up to date and explore our past, present, and future. Here is Cyrus Jive underneath the center. Going to give it to his halfback, Ezekiel Love, who has been having an outstanding day. Love picks up 4 before being tackled and brought down by Cam Frosby. Cam Frosby is a very great defensive tackle. He has 2 All-Stars behind his belt, and he's been around for 7 seasons. His first here with San Diego. But man, he's one of the great defensive tackles in this league. Here is Jive underneath the center. Power I. Give it to Love. Love with the spin move. Hops over everybody with a hurdle. Tackled and brought down at the 45.
My goodness. You want to talk about not giving up on a play? Let's take a look at this. Spins and breaks the tackle simultaneously. Looks like there's no room to run. A little hurdle there. Perhaps throwing back to some days of track and field excellence. I mean, my goodness, what a play by Ezekiel Love.
Here is Jive. There's a handoff here to Love. Love's going to lose a yard. He ran right into his own man.
Yeah, and it's really, I think if San Diego can make things difficult for Ezekiel Love, that's definitely one piece of the puzzle moving forward.
3 wide receivers set here in the I formation. 4-2 nickel defense. They're going to bring a blitz with both linebackers. Oh. And the sack comes from the defensive end spot from Biff Markham.
Yeah, and that is just classic edge rushing here. We're going to see it again. Just gets around before the pocket can be fully set. And it's just so difficult for the tackle, Jay Warren, to even keep up with it there. It's 3rd and very long for Portland here.
3rd and 16. I say just hand it off to Love. Punt it away. You've been clean all game long. Here is Cyrus. Overthrows his receiver, incomplete. 4th and 16, and Portland will punt this ball away.
Yeah, and man, this is going to be, I would have to guess, the best starting field position for San Diego today. I mean, they really have not been able to push around Portland on defense like they were that drive.
I agree with you. They haven't. This will most likely be their best starting position of the day. They haven't been anywhere near that 40-yard mark where they should receive this. Yep, and they do right around there. Oh, he caught that. He didn't fair catch it. Wow, that was dangerous. Liking the game so far, smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, the SFL produces over 400 events a year. There are no one else that gives more football than the SFL. Don't miss a minute of SFL or SFLM action and help the channel grow through your support. Here is Pickler. I formation, 3 wide receivers in this spread. 42 is the nickel defense. Look out for the blitz coming from 29. He does come on a bit, but gets... Oh, there's a nice catch there by the receiver, Eagle Mondavi.
Yeah, and just does a great job, really nothing up the middle. And again, Eagle Mondavi does a good job to get to the outside between the coverage and even picks up a few yards after the catch.
Yeah, you're right. Leo Morris was on a blitz there, and they picked him up, which gave Johnny Pickler time to basically go through the reads there and pick up the open receiver down the field, Eagle Mondavi. Here's Mondavi once again in motion. Going to be zone coverage here. Mondavi's in the slot. No one is over him. What is this defense in? Is this a bear? And there's going to be a dump off to McWaffle. McWaffle breaks a tackle, breaks another one, gets in the open field, the 20, the 10. McWaffle calls this Hollywood Boulevard. We just moved it to San Diego.
I mean, my goodness, this is just pure determination by San Diego to set this one up. We're going to see it again here. A great pass to the outside, breaks this first tackle, and just the positioning to the outside, and there's nobody around him. This is a fantastic pass, a fantastic catch, and fantastic running after the reception as well.
Yeah, a great catch there by McWaffle in the flat. Breaks a tackle, makes another miss, and gets in the open field and sprints to the end zone as he cuts this deficit short down to 15 now.
And it's like we said, you know, this game is nowhere near over. San Diego have gotten their first offensive drive really in a while that has gone much of anywhere, and they're within striking distance, it feels like.
First and 10 here for Portland.
Yeah, and really, you know, you gotta start doing what you've been doing so well. I mean, Stars drive over 150 yards, Ezekiel Love over 150 yards rushing, and just don't think it through so much. Just be instinctual.
Here is Love. Love breaks a tackle off that spin move there, picks up the first down right at the yard to gain.
And again, that's what we mean by being instinctual. Ezekiel Love again breaks this first tackle here and just uses sheer body control to get across the line there. It's part of, and they're challenging the spot of the ball again here. I believe they're trying to override this first down.
Yeah, this is going to be extremely close. This is going to be extremely close.
I do think he's over here. See from this angle. Oh, man, he may not be, though, based on that angle.
I'm going to overturn it.
I'll have
San
to see
Diego
if
wins
this...
2 challenges, so they get an extra challenge with 2 challenges being won.
Yeah, and this is going to be spotted second and very short. I would have to imagine this is about second in the length of a graphing calculator to go here. Yeah, ball spotted on the line of scrimmage.
Hand off here to Love. Love gets a juke move there, breaks a tackle for 42, another tackle, and then brought down, looks like at the 30, or the 41.
Well, Ezekiel Love was not going to leave it up to an official's challenge there. Again, just finds a little bit of space up the middle, breaks 2 tackles, and again, just the sheer physicality that it takes to be a running back in the SFL today.
Here's Portland after picking up that first down, marching up the field here, should we say. twins split twins, that is. A toss to Ezekiel Love. Love's going to pick up 3 before being brought down by that hold off and an assistant teammate.
Yeah, and that was Nelson Lozano Jr., the tight end, who threw the block at the very top of that play to set that up. Really, that would not have gone much of anywhere if not for that block.
5-step drop. It's going to hit the defender in the hip. Great place, great position by Tanner Hendricks.
I was going to say Tanner Hendricks all over him there. I mean, definitely not pass interference, but and that is just tight defense by San Diego there.
San Diego's defense has been tightening up so far here in the third quarter. They're going to go 4-1 dime. Gun quads is the offense. 7-step drive. That pass is almost intercepted by Tanner Hendricks. He got both hands on it. Jumps up with his fist in the air saying 4th down.
Yeah, and it was Tanner Hendricks again. It was Tanner Hendricks on that previous down and Tanner Hendricks there again. And Portland were really clicking in this first half, but really struggling to move the ball now.
You're absolutely right. And then that could be the halftime adjustments that San Diego has made, because we're seeing a different San Diego team here in the second half. Dave Axes on the return picks up a few yards. Ball is at San Diego's 28-yard line where they will start. Now available, free to download. You can play the SFL video game on the go on the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus and an emulator for 4K23 in the palm of your hand. Order your Retroid today at GoRetroid.com. Search SFL and download our mod at simulationfl.net/4K23 Retroid, the official console of the SFL. Nice catch there by Williams. Big boy going up to get it.
Yeah, and again, pretty much going over the defense of Portland, threw it over the head of number 27 for Portland there, and that's the strong safety Dale McClain, and just really so good for Johnny Pickler.
Handoff here to McWaffle. McWaffle picks up 3 yards there on that carry.
I think that's really the thing that you need to do for this passing offense when you're San Diego. I mean, Johnny Pickler is able pretty much to throw it around, over, and past the defense. So rather than trying to get too creative with these middle of the field, downfield routes, just throw it past the coverage there.
There's a toss here to Sudoma Nakai. Nakai goes nowhere. Tackled and brought down right at the line of scrimmage by Bernard Smith.
And this is a tough third down. It's a very important third down as well.
Real one nickel, 4 wide receivers in this empty formation here for San Diego. 5-step drop is Pickler. Pickler, let it fly. Why not? It comes away with the reception is Robo, that is.
And again, just the pocket absorbing the pressure sent by Portland. And it's a great job running the route. One-on-one coverage, throws that little press at the top, gets past it, and finds the tiniest bit of space. And it's a great job by Johnny Pickler to find that space and throw into it.
Yeah, I don't think Chris Staggs could have played that play any better than what he did. But that was just an athletic play by the wide receiver to go up and get it. And here is McWaffle. McWaffle goes nowhere. Tackled and brought down after losing a yard.
Yeah, great block thrown by the guard, Chris, back up there at the front, but just really not quite able to get around.
There's Pickler. Under the center. 3 wide. Split on the halfbacks. Here's Pickler going to roll to his right. Dumps it off. That pass is incomplete. Intended for fullback Rob Noel. Unable to grab it.
Yeah, the designed fullback passes, you don't see many of those, and turned out to almost to be a very good option as the double coverage. He was able to get his hands on it, not quite able to secure it though.
5 wide receivers, 4-1 dime formation for the defense. Pickler calls a man in motion. He's going to go to the far right outside the numbers. Off the drop. Johnny tapping the ball. Oh, that pass is off the hands of B. Robo. Can't believe he dropped it.
Oh man, and that is so unfortunate. Again, just another instance where Johnny Pickler is able to find the space and find the correct receiver, but just bounces off the hands of Robo there.
And here's the punt off to Portland. 28-13 is the Fleet. Oh, nice tackle. These receiving guys got to start calling some fair catches.
They're dreaming of a big return. I mean, can't blame them. It would certainly could prove to be the decisive factor in a game that, despite the score, has felt pretty even.
Here's Cyrus Job underneath the center. Split spread. Handoff here to Ezekiel Love up the middle of the field. Love picks up 2.
Yeah, and it's, man, and so tough still to, even at this point late in the game, to find space in the middle.
Yeah, you're right. Up the middle of the field, it has been the toughest ball to run for Ezekiel Love versus this San Diego Mavericks defense. And here goes Jacob Farmer in motion, fullback. Toss out to Love, get him out there in open space, and this is what they should do. Break some tackles, get past the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Portland Fleet.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, Ezekiel Love has had so much success on these plays where you block the middle, you create the alley for him to get to the outside. And again, he picks up another 1st down doing exactly that, following his blocks to the outside.
And I love the idea of putting the fullback in motion, getting him out there instead of him having to travel from, behind the quarterback to make that block on that outside backer or safety. Get him out there on that motion, put him out wide. That way he can go get his target very easily.
Yeah, almost like a weird inverted kind of jet zero run.
Mm-hmm. Second and 4 here for Portland at their own 30-yard line. 4-3 is the defense. They're going to bring pressure. Ezekiel Love going to go nowhere.
Well, and again
gets pressure.
And again, this is kind of a tactic that we're starting to see evolve among some of these defensive lines, to really close up the space in the middle, is to push the offensive line into the quarterback and the running back.
Here is Jobs. Jobs tried to run, and he's going to lose yards as he's sacked and brought down in the backfield by Rylan Cardell.
And it's another opportunity for San Diego with the ball in their hands. This is just such a fantastic stop. And again, double blocks up front, just a powerful spin move that throws both of his men to the turf darn near and breaks that block to get a huge sack that sets San Diego up in a fantastic position.
Yeah, this is going to force Portland to punt it off. Here to the Mavericks. No fair catch called again. Man, that's dangerous.
Everyone's dreaming of the Little Giants moment. I mean, you can't really blame them. We're gonna have to see one of these teams pull out the annexation of Puerto Rico to get the win here, I think.
It's a lot of ball game left. A 15-point ball game. As well. San Diego starting off at their 44-yard line on this drive. Great field position here for SD. Here's a sweep. Oh, that passes. That toss was blown up by outside linebacker Joseph Lama, but they're going to call a legal hands to the face on the defense.
Wow. Yeah, incidental face mask. So not quite gonna be the huge hindrance that a normal face mask would be. They get a free down on a play that was, as you say, blown up by Portland there.
And the hands of the face was by Joseph, who caused the fumble. And San Diego picks up the first down there with the run by Rob. All right, we have an SFL injury report coming up. We'll send it off to Cameron Irvine and SFL headquarters.
Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited.
Ooh, ouch.
Ouch, broken kneecap is what we're seeing here.
Yeah, definitively out for the game. Man, that is a tough injury. And, you know, it's San Diego have had quite an offensive show here in this second half, but you know, it's been without one of their I think better young receivers, so really fighting as hard as they can here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when you lose a key weapon like Lili Nakai, who stands at 6'6", you know, that takes away from what you can do offensively. Mm-hmm. So now you know, we were seeing San Diego in 4 wide, 5 wide sets. Now they basically has trimmed it down to a lot of the 4 wide formation, 3 wide formations that we've seen earlier in the game.
Well, yeah, and exactly. And Johnny Pickler is really utilizing that tall ball style, throwing over and around the receiver. So having her on the field would be such a huge benefit for that.
Pressure by Portland. That pass is caught and complete by 88, B. Robo. B. Robo has been having himself a day. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's got 4 receptions.
Yeah, and again, it's on plays like that, just running these routes to perfection and creating space in the coverage for Johnny Pickler. You know, San Diego are down, but they're certainly not out. Johnny Pickler close to 250 yards and a quarterback rating in the 120s nearly.
There's Robo again. Breaks a tackle. Is Robo. Crosses Hollywood Boulevard for the first time today for this receiver. And he's shooting the guns.
And just as you mentioned, B.E. Robo wanting to make a contribution to this game, wanting to step up in the absence of Lili Nakai, does a fantastic job running this route. We're going to see it again, solo coverage, beats his man, and then almost gets tackled, but breaks the tackle, holds on, keeps his legs moving, and that is determination to get into the end zone. And all of a sudden, this is effectively a 1-score game.
Yep, you're absolutely right. That does trims the fat off of it there. And the extra point attempt is up, and it is good. You're right. It does brings it down to it's still a 2-point game. But if San Diego is able to stop Portland here, score touchdowns themselves, they can go for a 2-point conversion to tie it up.
Yeah.
So it could either be a 1-score or a 2-point score game, however you like to put it.
Well, and the time is time is such a valuable resource late in these games, and that drive only took a little over a minute. So San Diego would love to get the ball back and have another 1:15 drive.
You're absolutely right. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life, inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music is the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. Here is Job. Job throws it off to Israel Adams on a screen pass there. Adams going to pick up 7 yards. 8 minutes and 40 plus seconds left here in the ballgame, as you was just mentioning, Alden. That time is key at this point of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. And if you're Portland, you're really trying to massage the clock as much as you can. Try to get down to that. If you could get down to that 2-minute warning on this possession, I think you'd be thrilled.
Here is Love. Love's going to pick up a yard or two there on that carry.
And really, there's no two ways about it. There's no unimportant third down conversion, but this one is especially important for Portland. Again, they really want to be on top of their clock management as much as they can.
Another handoff here to Love. They're going to try to run this clock out. Ezekiel Love breaking tackles down to the 45. What a run by Ezekiel Love.
Yeah, man, and it really feels appropriate, you know, when it's these big third down drives. Put the ball in the hands of Ezekiel Love, slowly but surely creeping up on 200 yards, and that 58-yard streak of lightning down the sideline certainly going to be fairly fresh in the memory of the San Diego defense.
Here's Love again, breaks 2 tackles before being brought down by the third guy. I'm eager to see what is his yards after the first contact.
Yeah, I would certainly be interested in that as well, because I think, you know, not only has Ezekiel Love been fast and found good alleys, he's broken so many tackles.
Israel Adams on the strike from Cyrus Jive. Crosses midfield down to the 32-31 yard line. And Portland is not letting their foot up off the gas.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't afford to. I mean, you know, you've really kind of struggled on offense the second half. And as a result, the other team is starting to make a comeback. You know, you cannot afford to get complacent. And to Portland's credit, they are firing back here.
Yeah, they come out in split backs. Spread here themselves. 4-2 Nichols the defense. They're going to bring a blitz. Here is Ezekiel Love on the handoff, picks up 4. Crosses the 30. I have a game update from the SFL headquarters. We're going to send it off to Cameron Irvine, back to Louisiana. Oh, here is Ezekiel Love. My apologies. That was for the other game that's going on right now for the game break. Producer Cameron is in my ear.
We've got the best production staff in the world in our headphones, so they work real hard.
Also, thank you to Ramos Lynn and Dwayne Schindler on stats. Oh, there's a fumble by Portland, picked up by San Diego. You gotta be kidding me. I can't believe it. King Bradshaw, will he score? No! Tackle down at the 6-yard line.
Well,
Wow.
that'll trigger a game break in the other game. I mean, my goodness, this is such an unfortunate time. I mean, there's never really a good time for a fumble, but especially unfortunate. Gets all the way down the field, and this feels like a brand new ball game. San Diego with one of their most threatening positions in the entire game. And this game is about to get flipped on its head. You can just feel the energy returning to this stadium.
Mm-hmm. You're absolutely right. But here's the kicker. That fumble was not caused by Ezekiel Love. It was the backup running back in the game at the time of the fumble. So the fumble, it does not go to Ezekiel Love. That was the backup running back, number 22. And here's Sudo Nakai, breaks a tackle after picking up 1 yard.
Oh man, and you can just feel it, not just on the field, not just in the stadium, but in this booth. This game has just been given new life here.
Yeah, you're right. The crowd is rocking. The booth is rocking. I can feel the glass trembling from the fans here. I mean, it is starting to explode here in this stadium. Here is San Diego at the 4-yard line. Hand out to Sudo Nakai, who jumps over someone, crosses Hollywood Boulevard untouched, And we got ourselves a ball game. Alden Bleeker.
Wow, well, let me sit all the way back up in my seat here because this is setting up for one of the most explosive finishes of the season. Quite appropriate given the namesake of these two teams, but again, it's just pure determination by San Diego in the face of some of the most unlikely odds. They set up the block, they set up the run all the way to the outside. And as you say, it's just San Diego determined to hang into this one until the very, very bitter end.
San Diego is lined up to go for two. They go split jokers here. Toss play to Sudo Nakai. No one's to the left side of the field, and he scores the 2-point conversion. It is now all tied at 28. Alden Bleeker. Oh my goodness. You guys better buckle up your seatbelts for this one.
Shades of Colorado versus Texas Christian all over again.
Exactly.
We thought we used up all of our adrenaline watching that exciting conclusion. Well, here we go all over again.
Here is the kickoff to Portland from the goal line. Scott Johnson crosses the 20, 30, bounces to the right side, breaks a tackle, got a few to beat, crosses midfield to the 40 to 30, and I think Scott Johnson's going to make a trip to the Hollywood Boulevard Walk of Fame himself.
This is unbelievable. This is unbelievable. This game, you could not write a more exciting last stretch of this game than we're seeing. A fumble returned deep down the field, and immediately after the 2-point conversion that flips this game on its head, a kickoff return. Are you kidding me? This is one of the most insane stretches of play I've ever seen in an SFL game.
Wow. I've seen some matches happen, some things happen here in the SFL, but this is something else. Oh man. But you have to love it. You know, I mean, this is what we come to the SFL for.
Yeah.
For games
I
and
love
matchups like this, you know?
I love chaos. I love chaotic finishes to football games. So if you're like me and you and you like exciting finishes to football games, I mean, you picked the right game. You're in the right place for sure.
This matchup between the West and the Pacific here, and here's the return here from San Diego. There's a stiff arm, tapping and brought down at the 26. We have an official game update from the producer Cameron Irvine. Take it away, Cam, over to his SFL headquarters.
Thank you, Damon. Florida using Jacksonville's aggressiveness against them. Over 100 yards of receiving out of the backfield for J.W. Doyle and Bullet Boletsky against that blitz from the Kings. Florida trying to pull away 24-10, just entering the fourth. Back to you in San Diego.
Wait a minute. Does Florida uniforms look like a swimming pool?
They sure do. We were just having this discussion.
Like water glistening in the swimming pool in the
like the liner of like the swimming pool at your apartment. Yeah.
Dude, that is awesome. I mean, who thinks of something like that? I mean, just the way as San Diego thinks of their black camouflage, digital camouflage uniforms, which are amazing, and that
shout out a little bit of love to the. To the Air Force in San Diego.
Back to reality. Here we are. Eye spread is Johnny Pickler. Pickler is going to roll to his left. Back across the field. There's a touchdown. Not a touchdown. There's a pass reception there.
It very well could have been the way that this game is going. I mean, very well could have been. Johnny Pickler is such a big part of how San Diego have been able to hang on to this one, very slowly creeping up on 300 passing yards, 2 touchdowns, and a quarterback rating in the 130s. He has been such a big part of this offense today.
Yeah, Johnny Pickler is doing amazing. Over 278 yards now, QBR of 135. Here is McWaffle, jumps and hurdles, crosses the 30, and he's going to take advantage of that one and score himself. I'm out of Hollywood Boulevards. I got no more today, baby.
He crosses Rodeo Boulevard on that one, I believe. I mean,
or even Melrose.
And it's just up in the Beverly Hills, the space collapsing up the middle. And again, Pseudo Nakai just finds the space. The tiniest alley, the tiniest bit of light is blown wide open. And these teams are rallying back and forth, firing back and forth. It feels like a military battle is taking place on the field.
Wow. I mean, we have to go back to the forced fumble, which was by the backup due to Ezekiel Love being fatigued. They worked him all the way up on that drive, and he had to step out for a play or so. Backup comes in, haven't had any action all game long.
And the first play,
inside of the red zone, and San Diego picks it up and runs it back to the...
And then the very next play is and a 2-point conversion, don't forget, and then a kickoff return.
Fumbled up by Scott Johnson, and San Diego has it again. Whoa, what?
What is happening? I made a reference earlier in this game to this being like a season finale episode of Friday Night Lights. But what is happening in this game? This is absolutely insane.
This fourth quarter has probably been the best fourth quarter I have seen all season long through any game.
Oh my gosh!
Here in the SFL this season.
Oh, I'm sweating. I'm sweating up here in the booth.
Season 21, you are ridiculous. There's a man in motion. He picked it under the center, handed off to McWaffle. McWaffle is stopped after picking up 1 yard by Mel Davis.
Oh my goodness, and this is both of these teams. I mean, you just have to laugh. This is so insane that you just have to laugh.
At the 24-yard line, Pickler's going to scramble to his right. Pickler goes down by 99, Ricky Phillips.
Yeah, and does such a great job to get around after a devastating fumble on the kickoff return, and does a great job to get inside the pocket here. Again, double coverage, and just gets around the outside somehow. Just pure strength.
San Diego is in field goal range here. 3rd and 14 for Pickler and the Mavericks. They're going to go trips to the right. Empty formation here. There is Pickler, gets a little pressure. That pass is incomplete, intended for B.E. Robo.
Yeah, and so finally a drive occurs here, or a play occurs, I guess I should say, without a team scoring, and that's a really big stop for Portland. San Diego going to have to settle for a field goal, fairly long field goal as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a 46-yard field goal attempt here for kicker Cliff Allen, Mr. Special Teams. The kick is up. Oh, that thing looked like it was going to hook wide right, but it swiveled right back towards the inside of the goalpost. And Cliff Allen gets 3 points on the board for San Diego as they go up by 3.
Yeah, breezy. Yeah, breezy evening here in San Diego. Almost 10-mile-an-hour winds. So a good job just to work with the wind there.
Wow. Another SFL Sunday doubleheader kicks off tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Eastern, where the DC Dragons and Carolina Skyhawks square off in an Atlantic Division clash. Even more eyes will be on Alamo City in Seattle in the primetime window of 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Plus, Las Vegas Sioux Falls at 6:45 and Houston, Minnesota at 9:15. It all happens tomorrow night on SFL YouTube. Make sure you check it out, people. Come and stop by and have some fun with us and watch some more football. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. But most of all, make sure you hit that bell so you can get those notifications when the SFL goes live. Here's Ezekiel Love coming to redeem the team that fumbled by the backup running back.
I almost jumped out of my chair when Ezekiel got to the outside there. Does such a great job finding the blocks. And there we see the space there on the outside, just has to run at a bit of an angle, not quite able to straighten it out. But if he had that, he would have been gone. He would have been long gone.
Ezekiel Love now over 230 yards on the day. Single back bunch formation. 4-3 is the defense. 3-step drop here is Cyrus. Job gets pressure. Job got a man down the middle of the field, and is Nelson Lozano Jr.
And man, coming up on the 2-minute warning, Portland have a fantastic opportunity to take back the lead and put all of the pressure on San Diego.
Yeah, but San Diego, you're right. Portland is pushing back, but San Diego has to clamp down that middle of the field. We saw that middle of the field has been open for Portland all game long. And they really also need to clash on the outside of the run game to stop Ezekiel Love. Because you and I both have mentioned it. When he gets outside, that's where he's been his most productive. Inside the tackles, he's 2, 3, 4 yards gained there, but out towards the outside is where he's picking up big numbers. Here is Portland at San Diego's 47-yard line. 5-step drop is Cyrus. Jive scrambles. Jive's going to take off. Get a blocker by Lozano Jr. They're going to call him inches short of the first down.
Man, and it's just such a good job not giving up on the play there, really running out of options. Not quite able to get it across the line, but just realizing that you don't have to risk a bad throw. Just tuck it and run.
Here's a handoff here to Love. Love bounces it outside. Tackle down to the 31.
And again, just slowly but surely marching. And oh man, it's Krieg going down for San Diego now. So they have had bad luck with the injury bug today.
Yeah, that's Tom Krieg there. Could be hit with some cramps there in the leg.
Yeah, and I mean, both these teams have had to work very hard. I mean, as exciting as it's been. So certainly, as you say, fatigue very well could be setting in.
1st and 10, 1:33 seconds left here on the clock. Portland is moving down the field. At their own at San Diego's 31-yard line, they send Nelson Lozano Jr. in motion to the left. The weak formation goes to a strong now. 5-step drop is Jive. Oh, that ball was could have been dangerous there. That was a short throw, and Jeff Gagne was there. Just think about if Gagne had his head on a swivel and saw the pass.
Yeah, and well, it's really been Gagne has been such a big part of the defense for San Diego, sending pressure, getting inside the pocket, being part of single and double coverage down the field, and doing a good job there on the coverage.
Second and 10. Job takes a 1-step drop after the snap. That pass is intercepted by San Diego. There's a couple of flags on the play. Pink Lisa, she comes away with an interception. The first one for San Diego today.
Oh, but this is pass interference.
Pass interference. And they're going to call it on Tanner Hendricks.
And so we're going to see this again. Yeah, that is an early hit that causes it here.
But that was
just smothered.
That was after the pass was caught.
Oh man, that is gonna be, oh man, and that is such a close call. But Portland, by a small miracle, are able to hold on to this one here.
Wow, I hate the fact that they called PI on that, because that hit came right after the interception happened. Oh, man. Here's Ezekiel Love. Love's going to bounce off a tackle. Hit down for a 1-yard loss.
Oh, man. And this all of a sudden feels like it could be Portland's opportunity to take back the lead here. But, man, both these teams are fighting so hard.
And here's the deal. San Diego has the lead, and they're not calling any timeouts here. San Diego is fighting to even force Portland to kick a field goal.
Well, I mean, it definitely makes sense. If Portland gets stopped here and have to go for the field goal, then you have 3, timeouts to get into range to get this game-winning field goal.
Here's single back quads here. 4-1. Dime is the defense. They send the linebacker, the only linebacker on a blitz. What is Cyrus Jive doing? Tackled and brought down at the 25, 4th and 13, and Joey Rabb is getting warmed up.
And the clock is still running, so they're going to force Portland to use this timeout. Joey Rabb is one of the kickers in the SFL who still has 100%, one of 25 kickers, and boy, this is an important one here.
The kick is up, and it's going to be good. 7 seconds left here on the clock.
Well, it feels like this one is destined to go to overtime, but I don't think we should speak so soon, because this game has just become impossible to predict. All the incredibly unlikely scenarios that have played out here today.
Yeah, this game here is crazy. The fourth quarter has just been outstanding to witness. And also, let's go back. Portland was up 28-3 on San Diego, and 2 seconds on the clock. If I'm San Diego, I'm either kneeling this ball to go into overtime with all of my players, or I'm just going to run it up the middle.
Yeah, I think, oh man, I think you want to try, but with the way this game has been going, I mean, you throw a pass, it's going to get picked up for a pick six, and that's how the game's going to end. I mean, that's just how it goes in a game like this.
Wow. They're gonna go passing situation here. Empty formation. And here is Johnny Pickler. Got a man. Picks up 5. Clock takes 0. We're going to go into overtime.
Man, and this has been, San Diego's comeback has been so tough. It's been a completely uphill battle, and now they get a chance to finish it off after an incredibly unlikely string of play. And we're going to have to see which team can be the first one across the finish line here.
Yeah, there's the coin toss. Portland will receive. Now, here's the kicker.
Mm-hmm.
In the old system, the SFL used to operate on, all pro football, there wasn't let's just say, a conclusion at the end of regulation of overtime. It continued to go on. It's still the same? Wow. Okay, I just got.
We're hearing that it's still the same in our ears.
Okay, so there will not be a tie. Someone's gonna win this game.
Well, and really, I feel like we would feel cheated if one of these teams did not come away with a win after this back and forth slugfest that this has been. I mean, we're gonna go at this until there is a rightful winner.
First and 10 here for Portland at their own 30-yard line. Cyrus Jive underneath the center in this split twins formation. 4-3 is the defense. San Diego showing blitz. They bring blitz towards the top of the field, and it's going to be a 3-yard loss. I thought that was about to be a fumble.
I know. I know. The tackle happened, and then the ball was heading towards the turf. You're like, oh.
Zach Holdoff was right there. He was there. Only showing excitement because that could have been the turn of the game there. Twins move in motion to the right. Cyrus Jive to Lozano Jr. Picks up a few yards there. Get it to third and manageable at 3rd and 5.
Yeah. Absolutely. Third and manageable is right because San Diego, excuse me, are going to be sending absolutely everything at you that they have. They're going to be digging deep in the playbook to get this ball back.
And Lano Jr. has been a go-to guy. 12 targets, 10 receptions for 100 yards. The outside receivers have a total of 9 receptions for 103 yards on the game. Here is Cyrus Jive. Jive dumps it right across the middle, and Ezekiel Love paid for it.
Yeah, and we saw a play earlier in this game where he was able to get on the back foot and make a pass, but just not quite able to there. And they're gonna have to punt here, I would imagine. I don't see a single reason to go for it here.
If I'm gonna say this here, if San Diego wins the game, it's off of the defensive play of Zach Holdoff. Quote me on it, because that play put Portland behind the sticks on first down. Instead of it being first and some yards gained by Ezekiel Love, it was it ended up becoming 2nd and 13, which put them behind the sticks. I mean, that is the
absolutely
play, which could have been a forced fumble, as you and I mentioned at the time.
Yeah, absolutely, and it was just it kind of forced them on the back foot at the start of a very important offensive possession.
Here is Johnny Pickler, Mr. Twitter himself, 3-time All-Star. That pass is a toss to McWaffle. McWaffle only picks up a yard. Man, these toss plays are dangerous. That could have been a turn of the table for Portland as well, right there.
I know. It is just so incredibly tense. I mean, it just feels like every single play is going to be the one to be the hammer, the final hammer that brings it home.
4-4 defense for Portland. Pickler down the middle of the field. They're going to call a PI, and I'm going to disagree on it.
Yeah, well, I mean, we'll get a closer look on it here. That was a very bang play.
Yeah, the ball looked extremely overthrown, though. I don't think the receiver had any chance of catching that ball.
Oh, he's 24 for Portland is that is Chris Dash, the cornerback. He's all over the receiver there. I mean, I see the argument why that's not PI, but
at first I couldn't see that. It just looked high and overthrown to me, but after watching it, I agree.
You can't take risks like that when you're this close in this kind of game.
Hand off here to McWaffle. Waffle with a juke move, and Waffle picks up 6.
I mean, again, and it's the blocks up the middle. If you're not running to the outside, that's really what you've got to do, is find your space up the middle and recognize that you're probably not going to take 10 yards. So just take what you can get.
Every offensive lineman for the San Diego Mavericks stands at 6'7" tall.
Yeah, the maximum, I believe, and yeah, over over 300 pounds each. I mean, that is just, especially with the 3 rookies, just such a big part of their offense and so difficult to move.
Not just 300, 340. These dudes are big.
Yeah, that's a Mark Henry range right there.
3rd and inches. Here for San Diego. Give to the fullback. He gets the first down.
And a first down is just as big for San Diego. I mean, they're gonna try to run this into the end zone, get it in there, and finish in decisive fashion here.
There's a toss to the fullback. Bravado gains about 5 yards there, and San Diego is basically running the ball here down the field, taking their precious time, just allowing the offense to flow through the run, not forcing it with the pass to try to be cute and allow Johnny to be the hero, but they're doing it great by running the ball.
Yeah, and very conscious of interceptions and fumbles here.
As Johnny has been clean all game, though. There's McWaffle again, 3rd and short. Johnny Pickler, 18 for 27, 321 yards on the day. Yards per attempt, 11.9, with a QBR of 131.9. Three-four defense here for Portland. B.E. Robo goes in motion. You're going to test the opposite side of the field. Here's Pickler on the passes. It looks like a screen pass here. Nobody's open downfield. Pickler takes a chance, almost intercepted by Bernard Smith.
Yeah, man. And Bernard Smith, former SFLM teammate of mine, I mean, he is just such a competitor. We're going to watch him read this coverage here and runs the counter route there. Man, just nowhere for that pass to be picked up. And man, this is really feeling like back against the wall time. This is San Diego's chance to take this one home.
San Diego brings out Cliff Allen, Mr. Special Teams himself, for a 38-yard field goal attempt. Most would say this is a cheap shot. Most would say it's not. Here's the attempt. Low snap. Oh, I thought that one was going wide left. The wind here in San Diego is tricking me. That ball went left and swerved right back to the middle of the field, and San Diego is victorious with that field goal of 38 yards by Cliff Allen.
And how appropriate that in a game like this, even a field goal kick like that some would call a chip shot, is almost interfered with by the wind. What an absolutely insane final stretch of this game.
Yeah, you're right, partner. This was a crazy down the stretch game here in beautiful San Diego. Wow.
Man, and it really, you see where the comeback happened here. I mean, all of these numbers are so even. Johnny Pickler, Cyrus Drive for Portland threw 200 yards and 2 touchdowns. Johnny Pickler threw 321 and 2 touchdowns, and only about 8 points separating their passer ratings. Ezekiel Love, 2 touchdowns, 235 yards. About that much yardage between the San Diego running core, split between 4 players, but they've got 2 touchdowns themselves. And as you say, it really came down to Biff Markham, I think, just such a big part of the defense for San Diego. 2 sacks, 2 assisted tackles, 4 tackles, and 3 tackles for loss. It was the defense, I think, that held San Diego in this one long enough for them to rally back and fight back all the way till the end.
I absolutely agree with you. Well, this was a great matchup. I mean, San Diego was down 28-3, 25 points, and they came from behind to win the ball game, 41-38. And that is amazing.
And Ramos Lynn pointed out in our broadcast channel here that 28-3 has a bit of a history that some football fans consider that to be a bit of a cursed score, and we saw the exact same outcome more or less happen again here today.
I would agree that 25-3, 28-3 are curses, and I'm going to leave it at that. I'm not going to say what happened once to me about it, but it happened. We'll leave it at that. Hey, everybody. Alden, who is your MVP for tonight's game?
I think I have to give it to Johnny Pickler. I mean, just such a big core part of the success for San Diego today. And, even when they were down, did not give up, continued to make correct decisions. And those correct decisions really started to add up over the home stretch, where even the absolute insanity that was the last quarter of this game did not disrupt their comeback. I think he was just such an anchor for them.
Yeah, I agree with you. Johnny Pickler would be my MVP as well. And everyone that couldn't do it for us tonight was your play-by-play commentator, John Simeon, with all the Bleaker alongside me here in the booth. and Portland will fall 2-3, and San Diego will move on and up in the standings at 3-3, even at 500. Hey everybody, thank you for watching the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on the SFL YouTube network. See you when we see you. Peace. Game on everybody. Take it away.